Hi, everybody. My name is Vernita Thompson. I am a third year MSW student in the part-time program. I graduate this May and I cannot wait. I actually doubled up on a couple of my electives so I can graduate early. So, yay! I'm super excited. Why did I choose UB? I chose UB because out of all of the local colleges and university, UB was the best fit for me and my situation at the time. So that's why I chose to come to UB. And besides, it was a good school. I think it's top 25. So, of course, I was going to go home to UB. What advice or what can I tell you about my experience in being in the program so far? I can tell you that my experience has been overall good because I have learned a lot of skills that I didn't have before. I learned research skills. I learned a couple of interventions. I learned a couple of theories that I didn't know existed. Um, I learned how to better serve the families that I currently work with. My background is child welfare. I already work in the field, so once I started the MSW program, I learned skills and interventions that I was able to start applying in my work, and it has helped me to develop better relationships with the client base that I serve. So that has been a great experience. I have also had other experiences as I had the opportunity to create a child welfare podcast with my classmate, who's my co-host, that's doing really well, and we talk about our experiences as child welfare workers. So I have had, sorry about that, a lot of opportunities and a lot of experiences with being an MSW student at UB. What are my ultimate career goals after completing the program? I have a couple of career goals. Well, I'm one of the NICWE scholars, so I have to do 2 years at the local DSS, which I already work at. I've been there for a while. Even before I was going to school, I was there. Um, so I have to just fulfill that. So I'm going to fulfill my 2 years, and hopefully I move up in leadership. If not, my plan is to probably go work at an agency and try to get a supervisory role or some type of leadership. But that's not all I want to do. I also want to get into macro social work. So I want to start advocating for families that's in the child welfare system so they can get better results and have better outcomes instead of being in the system for long periods of times and having negative outcomes. So that is my goal. My goal is also to get one day become an LCSW. So when dealing with these families, I can apply interventions and techniques to address the traumas that many individuals in the child welfare system have experienced. So, what advice do I have for you guys? My advice is if you come into the MSW program, just know that although it may be a lot of work, but it's well worth it. And that you will get through it, that you will have professors, classmates that will help you along the way. I will say to anybody that's working, please do not try to go to school full time and try to work full time. That is a lot of, that's a, that's a, I'm looking for the right words, but I don't think it's possible. I have seen many students try to do it and they end up either quitting work or they end up quitting school. The way I look at it is this is an investment. So you want to make sure that it's a good investment. So do whatever you have to do to make sure that your investment is successful. So if that means you have to work part-time so you can go to school full-time or go work full-time and go to school part-time, do whatever you have to do just so that you can be successful in both. I also would say for part-time students, just to let you guys know that your experience is different from full-time students, and you might not be offered the same amount of classes or the same classes as full-time students because there might not be enough professors to teach in the evenings, or it might not correlate with your work schedule. So if you work at a flexible, if your place of employment is flexible, Just let them know. And if you can take some daytime classes, take them. You'll have more opportunities and you'll have more options. But if not, it'll work out, and just take whatever you can. Don't beat yourself up. Don't get frustrated. Just try to be, just try to have an open mind and just try to go with the flow. And just remember that you might feel stressful in the beginning. You might feel stressful during it, and you might even feel stressful at the end. But it will all be well worth it once it's done. Thank you. Have a good day.